So, yeah. So if I come to Daniel's house, this is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to build rapport with on the
Yeah.
iPad, right? So the basics are it works on an iPad or an Android tablet. That's
Okay.
it. So if somebody goes, "What about my cell phone?" No. What about my MacBook? No. iPad, Android, that's it for now. So
Okay.
in the future, we may do Microsoft Surfaces. Like I lost a deal on that a few weeks ago. The guy goes, "I got 10 Microsofts," and I go, "Man, we don't work on that." So that ended the relationship real fast. So they
And not on a piece, not on a laptop then. No.
no, it's
Okay.
just an app. They go to the App Store, like on
Yeah.
Apple, let them
Yeah.
download it. We give them
Got it.
passwords and all that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
So obviously the Sharon and Tripp's corny AI generated, because that doesn't look like me. Hopefully you don't think so either. That's an ugly dude. I don't know who that guy, but it's gonna be Daniel's Heating and Air, right? Whatever the contractor. It's gonna be their font, their
Yes.
colors, right? So we can make it a lot jazzier than that, of course. But
Okay.
um, so if I'm sitting down with Daniel, if we, as you know from being a company advisor, you guys, if you can sit down with them before you ever look at anything, that's the time you're building rapport and figuring out what needs do they have. Are they really serious? Are they just playing around, whatever. So if I'm going, hey Daniel, I'm going to go up in the attic. I take a ton of pictures and measurements. I'm the eyes for the installers. So we don't do anything at Daniel's Heating and Air, half you know what, all I's dotted, T's crossed. Before I do that, though, I think it's important that you know who you're doing business with. Would you agree with that? And again,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
me and you know, even asking a question like that, some sales guys, they don't even ask that.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
scared to ask a question. I don't know if they're afraid of the response.
Yes. Yeah.
And I never had anybody go, you know what? That's a stupid idea, Trip. I mean, yeah,
Right.
I a friend
Yeah.
told me about you, but I don't know much about you, dude. I saw one review. What about you, right? What about Tripp's Heating and Cooling? So
Right.
I do everything with this little index finger, right? So there's no
Yeah.
HTML. Okay, we try to make it where there's no typing at all unless absolutely a crazy spot. So
Okay.
I touch why choose us. We build
Okay.
that out for the contractor, right? So what I tell them is let's put some of your great reviews in there. If you got 500, I only need about 5 to 10. I ain't putting 500 in. We just need a few. If you're in
Right.
good standing with the Better Business Bureau, hopefully they are, right? So I had one guy that he goes, "Man, I suck with the Better Business Bureau." I said, "Then we're not putting that in there, but that's an off the record convo. I don't know what's up with that.
Yes.
Why are you
Right.
sucking with the BBB? That ain't good." So,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing, dude? Anyway,
I
so,
know.
so we put this is I tell them this is the credibility or the trust building panel.
Okay.
We know if back in the day if they used to say if people know, like, and trust you, they'll do business with you. I think I've changed. If I think as long as they don't dislike you, I don't even
Yes.
care if they don't just. He's okay, but you damn
Yes.
well better trust me because I'm be asking you for 20 grand in an hour, and
Right.
you got to. So you don't have to love me and be my biggest cheerleader as long as I don't piss you off or you go, man, I hate that guy.
Right.
But if I'm an expert in my field and I present that as I am, then they'll
Yes.
trust the recommendation of 20 grand,
Yeah.
3 grand. So one thing here I always tell them too, if you sponsor a little league team or a hockey team or a flag football team or a Girl Scout troop, man, we want to put that in there. We know from research and experience, customers like doing business with companies that support the community. We know that, right? So
Right.
any of that stuff, and I always go, we build it out how you want. Those are suggestions. And then I
Yes.
go, Daniel, who do you finance with? And of course, we hear Synchrony, Wells, Goodleap, Green Sky, Interbank, the same that we all dealt with, right?
Right. Right.
Great. Whoever you would have said, we work with all of them. Boom.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I want to pre-qual Daniel either up front, if I'm concerned he's got a credit issue, I'd get that over with up front. It might save me 2 hours.
Right.
Or if Daniel seems like he's got pretty good credit, he's got a nice place. After he picks between best, better, good, or ABC 1, 2, 3, awesome. Now let's get you qualified. I'm sure you're gonna be fine. And you're like praying to God he gets approved.
Right.
Yeah. You
Had a
remember we used
few
to
of
make
those that didn't.
in
Isn't
nice
that?
houses, you'd make big
Yeah.
sales
No.
and just go, "Oh, this
Yeah.
dude's gonna be great.
Yeah.
580, dude. What's going on?"
Yeah.
They spent too
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Right.
So if it's Wells Fargo, and this is a good point too. So there's no internet connection needed with the app. except for one place, and here it is. If I tie into Wells Fargo's portal, I got to have a connection, obviously.
Oh,
So, but boom, I can go right into Wells or Synchrony or or whoever their lender is, just like
yeah.
that. But again, so if they're in a rural area,
Okay.
financing thing, they're going to have to wait till a connection comes back when they go up to the QT or the Bucky's. Bucky's is big and right down. Uh,
Right.
so that's the financing. All the videos, all the brochures, we got them for everybody. They don't have to provide any of that stuff to us, right?
Wow.
What's funny is I did a demo yesterday at 9 a.m. and this dude
Yes.
up in New Jersey, he said, I don't do no cheesy videos. And I had to bite my tongue. I wanted to go, well,
Yeah,
you're an idiot.
really. Yeah.
And I said, man, hey, you don't have to, right? I'm just showing you what the
No.
capability. I said the way I always looked at it was Tripp, the sales guy's got about this much credibility. Mitsubishi, the billion-dollar brand like
Yes.
that. I don't know.
Right.
I said, call me crazy, but you don't have to do it.
Totally.
So anyway,
Yeah. I used to sell sunrooms when I first moved to Austin.
mhm.
And I had a video. It was pretty long. I actually had people watch it while I stepped outside to start taking measurements. And by
Nice.
the time I came back, they usually go, "What else do you do? You know, do you do kitchen remodels also?" And it's like, I always
Yes,
got those. And it's
that's
like,
amazing.
I mean, why not use that as a tool?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should leverage what's out there, right? That's all.
Yes.
If Daniel's wife goes, hey, what's that thing you're going to look like on the wall? Hey, Mrs. Daniel, I forgot your last name. It's going
Right.
to look just like this. Hey,
Yes.
looks like a piece of artwork, doesn't it? It's pretty
Right.
inconspicuous, you know.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
got all the brochures, all the videos. If I need to do a general video here on how ductless works and takes the variable of duct work, it's cool stuff. I like it. I would use it. Put it that way. So probably my favorite panel, and I'm not sure if you did this, if I go, Daniel, my favorite panel on this is the quality installations. And what I mean by that, and I ask them, are you currently, when you go to a customer's house, showing that prospective customer before and after photos of your quality of your installation?
I bet very few people do.
1 out of 100, man. I can't believe it.
Yes.
I can't
Yes.
believe it. Because
Yeah.
I go, how is the customer going to know how good your work is? They're going to trust
Right.
you. You're the
Yes.
sales guy. They don't
Yes.
trust you.
No.
And even the guy the same guy yesterday goes, yeah, I don't do pictures and video. I said, I can just tell you this. In 7 years, I was one of the few in Charlotte that did it. It probably made me an extra 100 grand in commissions. You ain't got to do it, man. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you. I would
Yes.
like to see contractors. Hey, Joe, this is a job we went to the other day. You don't even do
Yes.
heat and air. That's pretty bad. Drum roll, please. Ta-da. Check that out. 48 hours later, that's the same quality work we're going to do for you and your dude.
Right. I know.
Dang,
If you can't show passion about it, why?
right. They're not picking. We're the sales guy trying to get their money. They know that. So you
Right.
better have something to show. Here's why. And the way I used to kind of sideswipe the competition, because you never disparage them. It doesn't look good if you go, bro,
Yeah.
ARS sucks. That ain't good.
Yeah.
They're going to go, they're afraid of ARS. I need to call ARS. So
Right.
what I used to do, if they go, you're the third or fourth company, awesome, respect that. You don't want to make a bad decision, cool. So I'd do these pictures and I would say, I'd go, Daniel, I hated to have to show you those, but because I said I know that's redundant. I know the other three companies before me, they showed you their before and afters, and I would pause, and they'd always go, Tripp, you're the only one that showed. And here's what I would say. I'd go, man, that's interesting. I'd go, maybe they're all just new or something, and they don't really know. Who wants to deal with a new contractor? Nope.
Right.
So I wouldn't say those guys are stupid, because that
Yes.
doesn't look. But I would just go,
No.
maybe they're just new at what they. There's a good little dig right there, subtle dig as we call it. Okay,
Right.
so
Okay.
we want them to put some of those in there if they're working on building, and I pray that they are. But as you know, surprisingly, some don't. They're not building out their maintenance agreement business, which is insane.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you don't do tune-ups in the spring and the fall for you got to keep a fence around your customer base. That's how you do it.
Right. Right.
Like when Morris Jenkins, I told you the company I was with, when they sold out, I think 3 or 4 years ago to the Wrench Group, a big private equity firm, they had
Okay.
70,000 maintenance
Se-
customers
70,000.
that were paying every month.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that's why they got 330 million. That's why they bought the customer base. So when I hear guys go, man, we've been talking about that. I go, man, even if you don't buy from me, let me just please listen to this. The
Yes.
best time to do one of these programs is yesterday. The next
Right.
best time now, man.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's repeat business. Like
Yes.
you got to do
Yes.
that, right? So anyway, I can't make them do it. I just encourage them. And then if they do IAQ stuff, I go, hey, great. You sell clean effects by train. You sell phenomenal air. It doesn't matter. We can put them all in there,
Right.
whoever.
Okay.
And then I always say, Daniel, I always say, if I ask somebody about IAQ and they go, we don't do any IAQ, great. I saw on your website you're killing it with generators. Is it? Yeah, yeah, generators and boilers and Renai tankless. Awesome. Whatever you sell a lot of or you want to sell a lot of, that's what we showcase on the app. Like,
Okay.
so you don't have to put, if you don't sell IAQ, guess what? You ain't going to have an IAQ panel. You know, does that make, I mean, we're not
Right.
doing, but I'm the king of boilers. Then you'll have Wild McLean boilers.
Okay.
So whatever. So I just
Okay.
let them see, yeah, I want them to visualize their business and what they would have.
Right.
Generate generators, Renai tankless. Yeah, we'll put those buttons or tabs or panels on there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So again, as we know, like we talked about the other day, few guys even ask for the business. So
Right.
when I'm working with them and I go, so you booked the demo, you want to learn how to be able to try to close like one call close or close on the first appointment, right? Yeah, I'd like to
Yes.
do better at that. Here's my transition to do that. I would say, Daniel, I'm down from the attic. I cut the light off, sealed it up.
Yes.
Insulation fell on the floor. I got it though, so your wife won't kill us. Either one of us, we're good. I'm going to go to the truck. Give me about 15 minutes. I'm going to put together three options for you. When I come back in, not if, I ain't leaving. I ain't sending an
No.
email. When I come back in, we'll have something intelligent to talk about. How's that sound? Yeah, man,
Right.
just don't let the cat out when you come back.
Yeah.
Like in the South, we say that. Up
Yeah.
north, they go, you ain't coming back in my house. We'll kill you. I got you. I
Yeah.
ain't doing, just come on in. I know it's you, you know. So
Right.
I go, now I'm in the truck, right? So I go, I touch Daniel's name with the magic wand. So I go, Daniel, I go to proposal. If they have Service Titan, Field Edge, or WorkWave ServeMan, those are the big three service management softwares for dispatch and service. Then when those guys go to this screen, this data will have already be pushed into SalesBuilder Pro from their API.
Okay.
So this is done. If they
Yes.
don't have that, then somebody on their team needs to put that in before Tripp, the comfort advisor, goes to the house. That needs to
I
be
see.
by somebody.
Okay.
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 So if you look at the top of the screen, it's going to read left to right. So now I'm going to build out my three options. I go option one, I touch that, boom.
Okay.
Let's say I'll just do an AC coil, and this is the way I present it again. Any brand you work with, Bosch, Goodman, Train, York, Lennox, whoever, we got it. I go to components and I go type, air conditioner, manufacturer. We just call it deluxe for the demo. That covers all of them. Whoever
Okay.
yours is. All right. Model,
Okay.
a 2 tons, 24,000 BTUs. We know that. Got a
Okay.
brochure pops up, right? So you don't have to provide that. There's the coil and there's the price. In 5 seconds, I just put an option together,
Right.
right? So there's the
Beautiful.
price pulls. And I go, I know you're going to ask me, where are those numbers coming from? We help you build the pricing out before you guys ever use the app in the field, obviously. Like
Right.
like behind the scenes, Sales Builder Pro was like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. But
Right.
here's the dancing puppet is the app, right? But
Yes.
it's being
Yes.
pulled from the back end. If they
Right.
want or need to give a discount, I touch total product discount in the top right.
Where is that? Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yep, just right there. So I go total product discount. We can build a pre-selected menu like we always do a comfort club discount, which is like their maintenance agreement. If it's a military discount, I used to always honor that. If you're a teacher, and I used to kid around Daniel, and I'd go like, especially if it was the off season, kind of when no heat or
Yes.
no air was running, like October, I would say, Daniel, we may have like I know you don't really have gray hair like me, but if the guy had gray hair, I'd go, I don't know. We may have a gray hair discount available. I don't know. I don't know. I'll check, and
Right.
if you can get them laughing, you're halfway.
Yes.
So if I wanted to add that, I just touch this little plus button and I
Okay.
go gray hair discount, or
Yes.
I could talk to text it too.
Right.
$250, right? Okay, boom. So now
Yeah.
$250 is over there. And again, I'm in the truck, like putting this right. They don't. If there's a down payment, if they go, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to need financing, but no matter what we select, if we even go with you guys, if they say that, I know I got it. If I even, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we're putting 1,000 down. Okay. So I can go ahead and plan on that. There's the
Okay.
1,000. I can show if they want to do a cash price, I can show a cash price, right? They can do that.
Okay.
And then I can touch all three financing options if I want to. And again, when we show the contract or the financing like that, I always go, Daniel, just remember whatever the fees that you're paying to Synchrony or GoodLeap, right? The lender fees that for you to be able to offer their lovely programs, they're
Right.
charging 6, 8, 10. That's being covered here, right? You're not losing money with sale. Like we're covering that on these finance options. Just letting you know, like we're
Okay,
passing.
so it's calculating the payments on the hire. It adds back. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Um, can you show me what it looks like if you just show the finance price?
Yep. I just took that off there. So if I'm not showing that, just do that.
Um, okay, so finance price. So the 10,300 doesn't change when you change that,
Yeah.
right?
Now, well, here, so I told the guy yesterday, I said, look, on the cash price, because
Yes.
everybody does it different. Like one guy will go, we give them 1% off. I give them 2%. I've heard one guy give 8%. I said, you say you give them 8% if they write a check? I
Wow.
understand too, so I
Yeah.
don't have my cash price built out to save them 2%, but we do that for the contractor. So mine's going
Show
to
me
show
again.
like the
Oh,
same.
okay. So when you hit finance price, the cash price just goes away
Yep.
and it shows. But even when you're showing the cash price, the financing options still show, but it's calculated on the
Based
higher
on,
payments.
that's right. Based
Yeah.
on 6, 8, 10%. As you know, because you've been in the business, a lot of
Yes.
the contractors go, Tripp, I'm just going to build in 8% for financing. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. That sucks
Yeah.
for Daniel, who's going to write a check because he's eating 8%, but it helps with it helps offset Cletus, who the next sale is. He does 24 months no interest, and that's a 15% plan. So
Right.
8% is a wash kind of for those two deals.
Right.
So we know
Okay.
some of them do that. So
Okay.
that's option one, easy.
Yes.
And then I go option two, and I'll do
Okay.
a full system, and this time like a full AC
Show
furnace.
me this again. Let's go a little slower this time. So, okay, so deluxe, the model. Show me what happens when you click on the model.
Let's see. Let me do air conditioner, deluxe.
Okay. And so you just have to know what those so you're basically going to look for the right tonnage.
Correct. Yeah.
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 And
So
now the difference between the gold and the platinum, again, that's set up ahead of time, and that's sort of variable speed technology, what have you.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the comfort
Mhm.
advisor or selling tech better at least know something about the equipment to pick the right stuff. They got to know
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. But
So
still, it's not some complicated, weird number. If you know whether it's single stage or variable speed and then the tonnage, that's really all you need to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
can name these whatever they want. It doesn't have to be a gold DA. It could be a hey,
Yes.
sell this whenever you can kind of thing.
Right. Right.
That could be
Yeah.
pretty. So I'll
Yeah.
do the 2 ton with the coil, gas furnace, same manufacturer. And then watch this. Let's say like Train, we know there's a ton of furnaces that they can configure to work with stuff. Like there
Okay.
might be 8 options. The
Yes.
reason we're showing two here, only two of them are going to provide the matchup for the AHRI. So if I touch this
Oh,
80% variable, look at the bottom left. There's the HRI pulled over,
yeah. Show me, let's
the very
see.
bottom left.
Okay. So that comes up automatically.
Yep. Well,
Wow.
we work on the back end with the TM of the distributor, bust our butts to try to, hey, we got Daniel's Heating and Cooling, send us the price book, but send us all the matchups first. We want
I
these
see.
AHRI matchups best we can get.
So will those options change based on what I initially selected? Or are you only choosing two?
You mean like to show good, better, best, that kind of thing? Or
No, no, just take me from the top again. So you select the model,
yep.
you've got the BTUs. Let's see. So that's the tonnage,
Mhm.
then the coil. Okay. Are there different options on the coil based on the width of it?
There can be, right? For my
Okay.
demo, I just have the one. But yeah, if they go, hey man, we got 4 coils that would work. Okay. We got an A coil and a B coil. Any of them would work or whatever, a B or a C coil, right? Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
just for the, and
okay.
I always come back and I go, remember, from my demo site, I'm simplifying the stuff that's in there
Yes.
to go
Got
through it.
it.
But I said, man, if you go, well, I might have 7 coils, then we'll have 7 coils. I
Oh,
mean,
really? Okay.
yeah, whatever
Okay.
you want. I mean, but
Yeah.
I said,
Okay.
man, for a demo, I can't have everybody's everything.
No. Right. Right.
But I
Okay.
go, the big thing is we work diligently best we can. If we got to bug you, we try not to, Daniel. We might have to get a matchup, HRI, because again, I know that's what especially my guys in the Northeast, rebates are big.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
HRI matters more than down here, right? So,
Right.
so again, there's
Okay.
the price pops up
Yeah. Yeah.
automatically. If I want to do, let's say discount on this one, I'll just do the veteran discount. And then again, I pre-select the 3 options to compare them, right? I got a 7, a 10, and a 12-year plan for the monthly payment buyer. I didn't, again, they can have no interest plans. No, I just don't do it for my demo. So
If anyone should ask, what is my total payment over that period? You just manually calculate. You're just going to multiply 84 months by that amount, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because we won't show it on here, but yeah, they would just pull out their iPhone and it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what, Daniel? We know from usually within 3 years, you're going
Yeah.
to have that thing paid off.
Right. Right. It's true.
Hopefully. Oh my God. Or you'll pay for 12 years, sir. And then it'll die and we'll replace it. Right as you pay
Yeah.
that loan off, we'll hit you in the back. That's why they do 10 and 12-year warranties. We know, right?
Right.
So if I go to option 3, and this is where I'll do a ductless,
Okay.
option 3, and then I touch ductless, boom, the design criteria, right? Because, and I always go, Daniel, if you live in Colorado or New Mexico, your indoor outdoor temp and altitude's different than Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah.
So we know where you are, right? It's going to be
Right.
based on your area. So this, if you go, that doesn't look right, dude, this is based on, I think, Cleveland, where John lives. I think that's what that's based on. So
Okay.
I'm going to do the same process. I go heat, I'll do heat pump here. We need both in the South for these ductless because it gets hot and cold. I'll do Mitsu. And then watch this. Just because I've done a lot of these, I always go to the same model number, the MXZ. Let's see. Is it this guy? Yep, I believe it's that one. There we go. Yep. The slick brochure pops up. Again.
Wow.
Hey, Daniel, let me reiterate again why ductless is like sweeping the world. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yes.
I can show this stuff. Um, and then watch if the word, you see the word layout toward the bottom left, it's in blue.
Yes.
I
Yes.
touch that. That's important. There's the diamond system builder, right?
Right.
So here's my 2 zones because
Yes.
mine's a minimum 2, max 2. So I know it's a 2 zone. So
Okay.
let's just assume the first one is the bonus room. The guy goes in the warm up. Man, my freaking office is always hot. Well, it's over a garage.
Right.
That's what these ductless things, I'm glad you asked about them because that's what they were created for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go bonus room. And then let's say it's roughly 35 feet from the 2 units.
Yes. Okay.
Now watch this. If a new company advisor makes a mistake, we know how
Yes.
costly that can be for the contractor.
Right.
It eats up a lot of the margin. So if I go, let's say it's 50 feet high on the run, nah, man, can't do it.
Yes.
It's going to prevent it because this is based on Mitsubishi. We didn't make these up.
Yeah.
Mitsubishi says, dude, you can't do that. That's over. We can't do it. Oh,
Uh,
I see that. I didn't mean to do. I meant to put 25. What am I thinking, right? So
yeah.
on a busy day in Atlanta, you might be thinking, I've got 6 more calls. I got to hurry up and close this and get on to the next one. That might be what you're
Right.
thinking. So, and then if
Yeah.
I put 2 bins in the line set, something normal, right? I can do that. And
Okay.
let's say zone 2 is the master bedroom, which we used to hear a lot, right? If they had a big house, the master need a little extra. Hey, and we go, I'll just make this up. Maybe it's on the first floor, so it's not quite as high. 2 bins. I hit save in the top right. So I built them out. I go
Okay.
save. And then watch this. Here's how quick we can match up the indoor unit. So I touch that block 1 beside bonus room on the left.
Okay.
And here's where I always go, Daniel, all these indoor
Wow.
units you see are
Yeah.
compatible with the outdoor, or you wouldn't be seeing them. So you
Oh,
can't
wow.
make them any of these work, right? So I go
Yeah.
for the bonus room, let's just say a simple wall mount. Now look, I know you do load calcs, so
Yes.
that's on you to know what the sizing is. I'm just showing you we'll put whatever in. So we'll do a black 9,000 BTU, right? So boom,
Okay.
hit save. Now I go to zone two below it, which was the master. I open that up.
Okay.
Let's say Daniel's wife in the warm up goes, look, my girlfriend down the road, she's got one of those thingies, Tripp, you called it a cassette. I don't want that in my master. I'm
Okay.
with you. They just for you, they created a recessed ceiling cassette, right? Boom, there it is. Again, you know the BTUs. I'll just
Yes.
the first one. I hit
Let me
save.
ask you on the BTU. So will your initial selection will obviously based on the total BTUs, you're gonna,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what happens is if there's an option that is over capacity of the total beat, it'll be grayed out where they can't touch it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, again, it'll prevent a stupid mistake, just like, well, I want that line set to go 197 feet. No, man,
Yes.
49 is it, right?
Right. Right. Got
So
it.
again, there's the brochures right there. If I want to just show that really fast, if I go back in the house, I can do that. That's what they look
Yeah.
like. But
Okay.
there's a two zone ductless priced out accurately. The charge in the line set is accurate because it's based on the length. We know that.
Yes.
The
Yes.
the, the diameter of the line set, if it says quarter inch, they don't have to think about it. That's what it is. They don't have to go, is it really half or three eighths? No, man, it's a
Yeah.
quarter inch. Because
Okay.
Mitsubishi puts that in there. It's in there.
Wow. Yeah.
So we'll do the same thing. I'll just select these three to compare. So
Okay.
I've created three equipment options, but then you might be thinking, this is the way I tell the contractor, you may be going, yeah, but what about all the other stuff that goes with the install? That's enhancement, which is to the right. Remember, I said it reads left to right.
Okay.
I go enhancement. Under accessories, your thermostat stuff.
Okay.
If you do a little bit of indoor air quality, it would be here. If
Okay.
you if during the warm up I find out, man, we're slaying it with indoor air quality, I would make that a major component and like a water heater or a boiler or a generator.
Yes.
But if it's
Okay.
something like, dude, we sell one a month, it's going to be just
Yes.
an accessory right here.
Right. Okay.
The humidity control, which down here, of course, we need dehues, not so many humus. We need a lot
Right.
of dehues for the south. And then if I
Yes.
go to add on, that's where their maintenance agreement is. If you notice,
Okay.
I built it out where that's automatically selected for all three options. That's
Oh,
what
it
those
is.
circles are.
Oh, okay.
So each circle that you see represents an option that we built, right? So we did the AC coil, we did
Yes.
the full system, and we did the Mitsu ductless. Let's say
Okay.
I'm in the truck, Daniel, and I'm looking at that and I go, and I would never do this, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to give them the maintenance plan on the ductless. Although I would, all I do
Yeah.
is I take the magic finger. It's okay. It's
Oh,
all. If it ain't
oh,
in
oh.
green, Daniel's not making any green. Right?
Okay.
I always go, I know that's corny, but you'll never forget it, right? That's what we do.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and then I say, if you do any of these things, I said, I didn't do duct cleaning, dryer vent cleaning. We did a little blown in insulation. Um, but I said, you do duct work, at least a run or duct modifications. You may not do full duct systems, although most of them do. I can
Right.
go, it's duct work. And let's say little Susie's room, the 8-year-old daughter's always, you know,
Yeah.
always freaking hot. Okay.
Yes.
She's only got one little, 6-inch flex. We need to probably add
Yes.
a return and another run. So let's
Right.
just say I'm going to add a run and I'll do it on all three options.
Okay.
If they do full duct systems, if I touch that field, we can build that out. However, 2 ton, 3 ton, we 6-inch 6-inch flex, 9-inch flex, seven, however they want to do it. That's just
Yes.
again for my demo. I just show something simple. Hey,
Yes.
a new
Okay.
return plenum, boom, throw that in there.
Okay.
Right, whatever.
Yeah.
So if it's electrical, we got a little thing there. Hey, if they sub that out, I always go, hey man, we'll just make sure we put the margin, right? You're getting paid on that too.
Right.
You're making sure the contractors pay, but you're getting your 30, 40%, whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
boom, it's on all
Okay.
the options. And then I always stop and I'll say, how are you doing your installs as of today? Do you have install kits or do you do like a line item material list? And most of
Okay.
them say material list unless they're a really big company. And
Yes.
and even those guys say, yeah, we got a kit for the 96% efficient furnaces, but we still need other stuff. Awesome. Whatever they say, I go, oh man, you're gonna love this. Because if I go to material list,
Where
we
did you click?
rebuild
Oh,
it.
okay. That's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I always say this is, as you can tell, Dan, this is minimal. I can make it as, if you want 300 line items, man, we can do it. Right. But
Yes.
for example, again, the key is look at the circles and you just think, okay, AC coil, full
Yes.
system and ductless. I need a pad for all those.
Yeah.
I just touch all three of them. And
Okay.
then I show them, I go, let's say you charge $250 for that polymer pad. And I go, that's a pretty good lick on a plastic pad. I was
Right.
kidding. But that number would pull over from the back end. That would already be pre-filled. I'd just show
Oh,
them.
it will be.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's pulled. And I always tell them it's not your cost, it's what you're charging the customer because we're building
Yes.
the ticket now. You got to have this.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I need a drain pan. Well, for option one and two, you do. You don't need
Yes.
that for a ductless, right? But
Right.
let's say, this is $150 or whatever is what you charge for a sheet metal drain pan. Hey,
Yes.
the line sets, let's say it's in the attic, right? So it's second floor. We always
Right.
try, God willing, that there's no leak. We just want to flush it instead of change it out, right? Do the
Yes.
hide and all that. So let's just say I need a line set flush for option one and two.
Right.
The Mitsu's pre-charged. I don't need to flush anything. Right. And
Right.
then I always say, now here's the key. I say, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, yeah. So I'm just touching what's applicable. That's all. Yeah, whatever. That's
Yes.
all. And then I go, but and I say, Daniel, let's say you come on board and all of a sudden in 30 days, man, you're in the field using this because that's our goal. Within 30 days, I want you selling effectively. I go,
Right.
if you run it, because we're good comfort advisors, we go, oh my gosh, I need an ABC 1, 2, 3 to make this job work. And I don't have that listed on, we hadn't built that in. This SalesBuilder Pro thing's so new, we didn't put it in there because you don't
Right.
see it all. I go, if that ever happens, you see a little plus button to the bottom left.
Okay. You
Let's
can
put in
customize something.
an
Yeah.
ABC 1, 2, 3. All
Okay.
three options needed. And
Yeah.
typically, I would say, unless you're the owner, but if you're just a sales guy or
Yeah.
sales manager, hey, Daniel, you're calling the owner of the company. Daniel, I need an ABC at Mrs. Jones' house. How much do we charge for that? Hey, man, charge her 1,000. Okay. Hey, man, I'll call you once I close in about 18 minutes. All right.
Okay.
Right. Boom. So I can on the fly, I can change it just like that. Add
Okay.
it. So
Okay.
you still have to have it, but you're not losing money because it wasn't already in there. But
Right.
but I always tell them if you keep running into something that's not in there, just let's on the back end put it in there. So it's always an
Hmm.
option instead of always having to, damn, I keep seeing this 3 days a week. Well, that needs to be in there.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like for example, if it's an accessory and it might be a crane in a uptown Charlotte or
Right.
in Atlanta. Hey man, I can't squeeze a big heat pump through the scuttle on the roof.
Right.
I need a boom truck or a crane. Okay, well let's put it in there. Right. Well,
Right.
here's the crane rental. And again, if they have an iPad, we know they can talk to text instead of
Yeah.
type. And Miss Jones, I got to lock that block down for 3 hours for those
Yeah.
three options. Just I'll put it on all three, for example. But
By the
again,
way, I think we've reached our 35 minutes.
hey, I'm good. I'm almost done. I'd rather
Oh,
give you
okay.
the time. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
rather give you the time. So,
Okay.
so now if when I go to notes, so I'm done with all my materials and all that accessories
Yes.
add on. Here's where I put notes in. Like I may do something like this, and I bet you ran into this a lot in Atlanta. Listen to what
Yeah.
I say. Relocate condenser to the other wall.
Right.
Didn't you hear that a lot? Like people go,
Yeah.
we always entertain, and I'm like, I hate
Yeah.
people. I never entertain. They
Right.
go, and that freaking air conditioner is so loud. I go,
Yeah.
they go, if we go with you, and I'm like, you're going
Yes.
with me. Can you put it on the other one? Yeah. I go,
Yeah.
Daniel, for a little bit of this, I'll put it on the roof, dude. I mean, that if you got some money, I said, look, we can do it, but it's a lot more involved than people think. We got to cut it, reclaim the refrigerant. I mean, I
Yes.
said, but yeah, we can do it. No problem. So I may
Yes.
put the key to note on this section here, Daniel, is whatever you type in the custom notes is going to be seen by the customer on the proposal. So
Okay.
I kid around and I go, if you're with a customer and it's an 800-pound woman who's a hoarder, don't put that in there because she's going to see it and be pissed and she ain't buying from you. Right.
Uh-huh.
There's
Uh,
back end notes where you go, the lady's 800 pounds. She's got 3 cats, 2 dogs
yeah.
that bit me named Cletus. That's
Right.
don't put it there. She's going to see.
Okay.
So, and
Okay.
and then I always say, hey, like I had a guy go, man, a lot of my jobs are complex. What if I need more room than that one block? I go, you see that word more to the left of that?
Uh-huh.
I'll give you 3 blocks.
I see.
And I
Okay.
and I say if you have a job that you're quoting that takes 3 blocks, either charge them 200 grand or tell them
Yes.
you can't do it. Because
Right.
that must be some job, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kid around, but I go, just remember, they're going to see that. So
Yes.
and
Okay.
then install date, I can put we were always taught, try to fill the next spot tomorrow, man. Tomorrow. Hey,
Right.
I'm going back in trying to put that sucker in tomorrow, man. I got 2 crews running on Saturdays. We're gonna put something just like you guys did at least with
Yeah.
ARS. When I hear guys go, we don't work on the weekends, I go, what?
Yeah.
And heat and air, you don't work on. I said,
Yeah.
that's why we used to sell and install $1 million. You wouldn't even know what happened, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and then these final notes, Daniel, we can take them all out. We can revise them. We can whatever. Like they don't have to
Okay.
be there. It's just normal stuff that like, hey, permits are included, taxes are included. We're going to take away your old equipment, get that crap out of there.
Yes.
We don't leave it in the corner of the crawl space or whatever.
Yeah.
But some guys say, well, I don't want any of that. We'll take it all out. We just put
Okay.
that there as a default. If you go, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the guys wear shoe covers and drop cloths. We put all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So now I go, I'm going to touch signature at the top here. Boom.
Okay.
I can I can have this pre-built where it would always be best, better, good, gold, silver, bronze, like the Olympics on the podium. If some guys quote,
Right.
or I always go, we give you the flexibility. If you really trust your company advisor, he can customize this. And I go, here's how that works. I touch customize at the right. Number one, I would always put the customer's name in there. Daniel's name is important to Daniel. He likes it.
Right.
Put that in
Yeah.
there, man. Don't leave that blank.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
let's say I go, hey, here's the Harley Davidson package. Maybe had a Harley Davidson. I saw it in the garage.
Yes.
And here's
Okay.
the Ferrari package. He's doing really good. He's got a Ferrari. And then here's the cheap wife package. Better be careful
Okay.
with that one, you know. Be careful with that. And so, and also I would never ever show line item pricing, anything like that. I would show
Okay.
model numbers, even though I'm not a huge fan of that, honestly. But I would have these all off except show model numbers. I would never show Daniel, I'm charging him $250 for a pad.
Yeah.
Because
No.
he'd go, man, I can get that on Amazon for 12, but then you got a can open.
Right.
It's hard to
Yeah.
put back in.
Yeah.
So I hit save. Now I'm back in the house. Daniel,
Okay.
it's Tripp. Your cat's still eating his food. I didn't let him out. I promised I wouldn't. Can we
Right.
go to my favorite kitchen table? I think you're going to be excited about these 3 options. And man, this is what
Right.
I'm selling off of right here.
Okay.
This is it. So it's clean. It's simple. The font is clear.
Yes.
His name is up there, so he knows, okay,
Yeah.
this ain't a cookie cutter for the whole neighborhood. This is from my house. This is your house.
And if we wanted to show the cash price, would that go back to the original option?
Yep. I just go back
Yeah.
there and touch that on all those.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
You can do that. Boom.
Got it.
See if I got all those there. So yeah.
Yeah.
So well, I missed it on the first one, but on option
Oh,
3, it's the first one.
yes. Yes. Got it.
It didn't
Yeah.
take on the first. But what
Yeah.
happens is, and I always I go, man, we can do cash price at the first or at the end. I can do high payment, low payment. What I just put mine high to low. You may want to do yours low payment to high. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
and so let's say I go through these options. Here's the Harley, the Ferrari, and the cheap wife package. No offense, of course. And again, you better have good rapport with the wife to call it that, right? So,
Yes.
but boy, if you can get the wife, you got the husband. We know that.
Right.
But if you get the husband and not the wife, you ain't getting that deal. That's for sure.
No.
So let's say she goes, honey, I still like the cheap wife thing. I know, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you notice there on all of them, I've got the crane rental under accessories. Remember, I put that in last second.
Yes.
I got the little duct work and the electrical home check thingy I selected there, right?
Okay.
So I would go, hey, Daniel, I think, hey, great choice there, man. The ductless stuff again, crazy efficient. Individually, you're gonna love that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I'd say, hey, now the fun part, man. We got to talk about the money. Which one of
Right.
those finance plans makes the most sense for your family's budget, right? And then we go, shh.
Right.
And dude, it's cool because they can just go, they can see them all in one spot instead of
Yes.
the guy having to pull out payment factors and
Right.
brochures. What plans are we running now? They go,
Yeah.
Tripp, we need the cheapest one, man. We got a daughter in college, our second car blew. I would too, man. That's the one I would pick. Even if I didn't, I would always say that, right? Oh, that's the one
Right.
I would need financing too, even though I got $1 million in the bank or whatever, right? So I always want to relate to the customer. If there are rebates available, and I know in the South we got a few under
Yes.
that option. Let's say they pick that, I just touch, boom, I checked the cheap wife package. They selected the financing. Remember, we still got to go back and get them approved on the finance,
Yes.
right? But if I go add rebates, we can pre-build out whatever's available in their neck of the woods at the time of that appointment. Right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
here we've got Duke Energy that has,
Yes.
electric. If it's 15 and a half SEER, they qualify for $350. If you had a smart thermostat, another, right, all that stuff. So
Right.
maybe it's this one and this one. I'm just making up stuff.
Okay.
And I hit save. But let's say you're a company advisor in the field and your sales manager calls, goes, "Hey man, we just found out that Duke Energy has another $100 rebate." Like, and it ain't in SalesBuilder Pro because it just came out 6 seconds ago. I can
Right.
touch that plus button again. There's always that little plus.
Okay.
I can go uh, new rebate.
Right.
That's going to be $100. Okay, hit save.
Okay.
Now it's 2,700 on those three rebates, right? So
Right.
I go, awesome, man. Yeah, those qualify for some rebates. That's wonderful. Daniel is the rep for the company. I'm going to okay my part with my finger. I'm going to sign here, accept.
Right.
Do you mind okay? We were talking, never say sign. Are you
Right.
okay? Do you mind okay in your part? Wonderful.
Yes. Good.
Touch. They can read the
Yeah.
terms and conditions if they want to.
Right.
Some of the guys some of them are like, dude, we just want you to leave. We got to eat dinner. All right, cool, whatever. So Daniel signs with his index finger, right, the magic one.
Right.
And when I touch accept, look at those
Yes.
words to the right that say pending,
Okay.
accepted.
Wow.
What
Right.
happens now,
Yes.
if they have Service Titan or ServeMan, then we push these options back into their back end of those platforms so they can start building their install.
Okay.
If they don't, they're at least going to get, and the other guys will get this too, even my Service Titan.
Yeah.
SalesBuilder Pro was going to send an email with all three options and the one that they selected.
I see. Okay.
So it
Yeah.
may, Daniel's got an office manager named Susie. Susie's the
Yeah.
one going to get that. Hey, it looks like Tripp just sold Daniel this
Right.
two-zone Mitsu. Holy crap, that thing's going in tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um,
Right.
this is what the PDF looks like. If because some guys go, what's it look like to the customer? So Daniel's with his wife, and y'all are eating expensive sushi at night with caviar, of
Right.
course. And you go, holy smokes, we bought an AC system today, a heat and air, and they're coming tomorrow. We got to figure out what we did here. Oh my God. So we
Yeah.
build this branding out for the contractor, right? It would be Daniel's Heating and Air and not this ugly Sharon and Trips thingy. And then remember, all the customer data is filled out. It's somebody
Okay.
put in there before, so that's filled out. We have why choose us? What is their unique selling proposition? You better have one. It's competitive. Why are we
Right.
picking you, man, out of 300 contractors in this little, right? So why?
Yes.
Well, you
Yes.
get me. Isn't that enough? Kid around.
Right.
and then and then what I would show here is if the company colors are red or green or black, it won't be in blue. I just picked blue for my demo, so it doesn't.
Okay.
Yours ain't blue if that ain't your colors, right? Um,
Yes.
and then she'll be able to see, or they'll be able to see. We chose the cheap wife package. There's our big rebates, $2,700.
Right.
Here's all the stuff Tripp said. He's got to do this. We got to add a return. We got to add an extra run or whatever that stuff is. I said, hey, here's that
Yeah.
crane rental. He said, remember Tripp
Right.
said, I didn't tell you to live on the fourth floor in this condo building. Y'all did that. Sorry. He's got to charge.
Yes.
Okay, we're doing that. Here's the duct work. Here's what they're mainly looking for, right, Daniel? Is that
Right.
payment match up with what that liar said? Oh, that's good. He didn't lie. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're financing 15.2. That's the payment. Here's the rebates. So they
Okay.
see net after, but I always explain, hey man, these rebates take you in 16 years, you might get that rebate, but you'll get it. Don't call me in 2 weeks. I can't help you.
Yeah. That's up to you.
Right.
Right.
That's right. They used to go, hey, I ain't got my rebate. And I'd go, it's been 7 days, dude. If they're busy, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And then here is, look at the notes.
Yeah.
Remember I said relocate condense. It's there.
Right.
So if I'd
Yeah.
have said, lady's a big monster, and that ain't good.
That's not going to help you.
Not gonna help. Yeah. She's gonna go, I thought I liked that guy, that loser.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I always tell them, I go, Daniel, you as a contractor, you're probably going to have way more than 6 terms and conditions based on your legal
Right.
counsel. You might have 80. If you
Yes.
got 80, we'll have 80 right there. I'm just saying,
Okay.
we just show this little template. I don't know
Yeah.
if it only has 6, really.
So 2 questions I have for you. If they say, well, sorry, you have to email it to me and they're just not willing to sign right there, how do you do that?
Okay. So let's say they didn't sign, so I uncheck that. I'd go, let's say it's a one-legger, right? Daniel's alone. tough to make a $20,000 decision without the spouse,
Right.
unless you're a real tough guy, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So I need permission for $20 in my house. So I would go, hey, Daniel, no problem. Totally respect that. And we'll set up a time we can all talk, or I'll come back out and meet with you and Susie. Don't mind doing it. I'm going to okay my part here, hit accept. Below that to the bottom left, see it says send e-sign link.
Yes.
Touch that. I
Okay.
can text and or email.
Wow.
I would do both.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
And Daniel, I wouldn't leave the house until I see that they got it.
Yes.
Like, Daniel, let me make sure that text went through. Oh, yeah, I see it. And because we're going to look at it on our phone on the couch tonight. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what happens is, so I can type in his cell number, her. Did you
I
ever,
see.
and I know you did, where you would see an older person that had siblings that were POAs,
Yeah.
power of attorneys?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Because maybe the guy's slipping up here. He's like 80,
Yeah.
he's got a little dementia. So
Yes. Yes.
they were looking out. I would go, I can add all the kids in there. They could all get the text of the what I sent them. Right.
That's cool.
It
Yeah.
is, man. This was a game changer. We launched this. So they've got
Yeah.
remote signature capability now.
Yes.
Instead, before it was inconvenient, cumbersome.
Yeah.
So what happens is it looks like this, but it's only one option at a time because the phone's so narrow. So they just
Right. Right.
like that.
Yes.
But they still touch like the Ferrari package on their phone,
Right.
and they can sign it. And then what it'll say is, hey, thanks for your business. We appreciate you trusting, or whatever the contractor wants.
Yes.
It'll say, how would you like to proceed to pay? And they
Right.
can click a link, and maybe I think they can even access their own credit card processor, boom, like that. Or
Okay.
it says click here for financing, and they can go into their Green Sky portal, Wells portal, right, whatever.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, and what happens is, me as the comfort advisor, as soon as Daniel signs that, I'm not there,
Yeah.
right? They're eating dinner at night.
Right.
I'm driving back home after a long hot day in Charlotte or Atlanta.
Yes.
I get an email and I get my note. Hey, Daniel's moving forward. I see it right now. He's signing it.
Right.
Hey, Daniel, I see you're signing it. Again, thanks for trusting us, man. We're
Yeah.
excited to do. Do you need
Right.
any help with the financing? Are you good? No,
Yeah.
man, we got approved for $8 million. Oh, I should have jacked the price up on you then. And then I would say, awesome, man. Glad you figured that out. Hey,
Yeah.
next big, when do you want it? We still got that spot tomorrow. Can you take? Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
they're gonna know based on they're gonna get a live email.
Right.
They're moving forward now.
Yeah. Well, this is super helpful.
Nice,
Thank
man.
you so
Good.
much. Yeah, it's a
Good,
great
good.
presentation. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm
I
glad you like it. I always
yeah,
enjoy doing it. So
yes, send me the recording as soon as you get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll take it. It takes a couple hours to render
Right.
or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
today you'll have it. I'll get it
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Awesome, Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Thanks, man.
Later.
Have a great
Thank
day
you.
today, buddy.
Okay, same.
Be
Bye-bye.
good.